We were on our annual camping trip to Stanley Lake. It was me, my family, and about 7 other families. When we get there, the first thing I do is get my bike off the bike rack and go meet up with my friends. It's about 7:30 in the evening, so we go out and scout places to ride in the morning. My friends and I go across the road to a place the Forest Service cleared out to put in another campsite. When we got there were 3 piles of dirt and 2 gigantic piles of dead trees and branches. My friend Aiden brought a shovel and some water in case we wanted to build jumps. We stayed out until around 10 when my dad finds us and tells us we need to go to bed. The next day, all of my friends and I ride Fisher Creek, an 18-mile ride. When we get back, we're exhausted, but we go to the dirt piles with the shovel and water anyways. My friend Zach and I work on one of the dirt piles and slowly mold it into a double. After about 4.5 hours, we finish all the jumps, so we ride them. All the jumps were fun, but we wanted a full-on trail. My friends Aiden, Lucas, Davin, and I go look for a place to start a trail. After 10 minutes or so, we're on the top of a pretty big hill. We slowly work our way down the hill, clearing a trail and making big berms and some small doubles. At the bottom of the hill, there's a rock that's the perfect shape for a jump. Davin and I move it about 3 feet to line it up with the trail, and Davin drops it on his toe. After a couple minutes of vile language and some shouting, Davin is ready to help again. We set it in place, and Lucas does a test run. He is the best downhill mountain biker out of all my friends, so of course he does it fine. After we make a couple tweaks to the trail, we go back to camp and get some food. After we've all had a snack, Aiden, Davin, Elliot, Finn, Lucas, Nate, Zach, and I all go back to the downhill trail. When we get to the top, we decide to do a train. Lucas goes first, followed by Aiden, whom I go behind, then Finn, Zach, Nate, and Elliot. We all get to the bottom fine, except for Nate, who hits the rock jump and goes over his handlebars. He lies in the bushes moaning about something. Lucas and I hop off our bikes and run over when we see Nate laying in the bushes. We ask him what happens and what hurts, and he says his crotch area. We walk him back to his tent and go tell his mom. His mom, Susan, goes and checks on him. They talk for maybe 15 minutes and then emerge from the tent. Susan tells me they're going to catch him to get his pained area checked out. The rest of us go back to the trail and take out the rock jump and huck it into one of the piles of tree debris. In the end, Nate was fine. He didn't break anything, but it just hurt a lot.